All right, welcome back to Unraveled. I'm Alex.
I'm Olivia.
What's going on, guys?
We got Captain Mushroom and Captain Turnip here.
Mm-hmm.
I think I like to think of them as like team captains, you know, like this is dodgeball.
Yeah.
And they're against each other.
Oh, our teams are screwed.
We're fucked. I think I got the one with the mouth.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
How's it going, everyone?
Hello, Unravelers. Can we call them that?
Yep.
Can't say that about them anymore.
No, you're not allowed to call them that anymore.
Welcome to the files. We are we're on Zuck.
Yeah?
We're on Zuck. If you are not a patron, you missed Alex's conclusion last week on the Codys. I almost said the Garys. I don't know why. The Gary files.
There's always a Gary.
Yep.
Every file's got a Gary.
Well, whatever his creepy name is, we concluded him for now.
Mm-hmm.
And we started good old Zuck.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys haven't also caught the news lately, I wanted to point out, it's funny because Meta hits the news all the time and no one at this point like associates it, not no one, but with Mark Zuckerberg, right? Like it's like,
it's
yeah,
bigger
Facebook's
than him.
doing it. But it's like at the end of the day, it's him, right? And if you haven't seen the news about Meta's glasses, the newest news, I guess, is that Meta glasses are rolling out at some point this year. Basically, I can't recall the name of the specific software, but it's essentially a Palantir type where they are going to the data that is being observed through your glasses camera is essentially just all being either sold or given at this point to a Palantir type. And they were quoted at Meta saying it hasn't rolled out yet. And they're going to wait until like a big world event essentially happens where anyone who would be acting in opposition of something like this, like, I don't know, those who care about privacy or anything, are distracted otherwise. They have literally been quoted saying this.
Yeah.
So if you got yourself some Meta glasses, you're doing the devil's work.
They're going to wait till the till the Wi-Fi goes out and go, use our glasses.
Yeah, sorry. The only way you can access Wi-Fi is with our glasses. On another note, the only reason I bring it up is because it reminds me of this is Perfect Union started reporting like a week ago that Pokemon Go essentially...
I called that one from the jump.
It has been data collection and what's it called? AI, not even AI, like augmented reality, right? Training. So AI training, but you're like, it's like as if someone were training to build your Sims landscape, right?
Yeah.
Not even your players, just your landscape. And it came out that that's what Pokemon Go has been. Apparently the company who was responsible for Pokemon Go sold all of the data that they had collected, the billions of images, I believe, that they collected for billions of dollars. So
all around every location in your house. You know how many kids just walk around just on Pokemon Go, just mapping out the world?
So I read this interview from don't quote me, but if I had to guess, I think he was like a Pakistani kid who was combing through the footage from Meta's glasses, I believe. And he said, we just see like naked people. We see people taking shits all day long. Like it's just like constant.
Yeah.
Like people have no idea that they're just like, and it's funny because you're like, they're watching you and it's like, who's there? And it's like, I don't know, could be the government, could be some Pakistani kid.
Yeah.
I don't know who they is, but what's certain is someone's watching, right? Like if you're recording, someone's watching.
They've seen us all naked. Yeah.
Anyway, so that's just the big news.
I get that job.
I don't think it's the one you want. You know, again, if you didn't watch, you should go back and watch. You should join Patreon and come back and watch our Silicon Valley series. And there's a part where Dinesh, he doesn't want to get a job at Huli when they all go back, and he chooses to work at Periscope. And his job all day long is just identifying dick pics.
Dick pics.
And so,
Oh.
yep.
What a job.
Not too far from what's actually going on, except these people, I believe, are underage. And
do you remember chat roulette?
No, I remember chat rooms. I don't know if I know what chat roulette is.
Chat roulette was this site where you would just like hit next and they would just give you a random user.
Okay.
And it was like
ASL.
9 times out of 10, it was just a dude jerking off. 9 times out of 10.
How do you know he was jerking off? Was it visual?
They would, yeah, it was like it was like webcam days.
I got like, I burnt out on internet creeps too early. Like I was way too early, like doing things I shouldn't have been doing in chat rooms. Like I was like 9 and like fucking around in chat rooms. Like my neighbors had a computer, my super Catholic neighbors, by the way. And that's what we would do. And
they never see it coming.
Vividly recall every Chris Hansen moment happening and it's so funny because I have these moments, like these memories with my friends where it was like people would ask your age and you would lie and be older, but at the time you were like 9. So you'd be like, I'm 14. And they'd be like, oh, baby. Like every creep in every chat room was a pedophile.
Yeah.
There were no normal people. And I'm pretty sure the people who weren't pedophiles were dudes your age trying to seem cooler to young chicks. So they're like, you were like, I'm 24. Either way, it was a 13-year-old girl talking to somebody she shouldn't be.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember my sister getting into some of that.
Yeah, but my point is, I was in it before the pick days. I didn't have the pleasure.
Oh, no, this was full-blown video.
Oh, no, I liked him Shakespearean and pedophilic. Use your words to win me, baby.
Oh,
you know?
Hot.
Anyway, let's go to Zuck. So last week we started with Zuck. We met Zuck's parents. Real creeps, if you ask me, huh? This week we are gonna move on to the new part of the Zuck family. Little Miss Priscilla Chan.
Oh.
So here she is.
Miss Zuckerberg.
I don't like her already. God, he looks like a robot. Every picture, every face, he just looks like he's waiting for someone to punch in his next command.
Yeah.
Like someone needs to control delete Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get to little Miss Priscilla. So first and foremost, as I like to do, we'll open with our Epstein love letters. If you're wondering if she is mentioned. So Seda Sapeva is, I believe, Zuck's assistant. Because if you remember, we'll go back to our other love letters. Oh, no. Okay, so Zuck's assistant's name is Andrea, but whoever Seda is someone that knows Zuck because this Seda is mentioned back in the emails from someone to Epstein. I asked Seda for the name associated with the email address she provided yesterday for Mark. So if you missed last week, that was there. So I don't know who Seda is, but it's apparently someone associated with the Zuck clan.
Yeah.
So it's from Seda and it's to Leslie Groff. And this is a list of attendees for an event. So you can see confirmed dinner. So I just want to point this out. Epstein is on this list. Mark Zuckerberg. Oh, by the way, we bought out the restaurant. Must be fucking nice, huh? But my point is, Epstein, Zuck, and Priscilla are all on this list.
Okay.
So if we're looking for like official gatherings together, I don't have any evidence they were all there, but these are all the people who confirmed.
Yeah.
This was July 31st of 2015. The dinner was for 8/2 of 2015. So we know that. It was at, if you're curious where they went, it was at 6 p.m. on a Sunday at Balmy Restaurant.
Ooh.
Balmy. On California Avenue in Palo Alto. So the original email was from Leslie to Seda and said, hello, Seda. Jeffrey most definitely would like to participate in whatever is happening this Sunday with Reed. Like such a fucking loser. And it's crazy. Reed Hoffman seems to be.
He's mentioned in Silicon Valley.
I was going to say he seems to be Epstein's Silicon Valley Tech Connection guy. That's what I'm at. That seems, if you missed last week, we kind of got to, it looks like Reid Hoffman was responsible for the Zuck intro at some party where one of them was short with each other. You got to go back and see last week. Anyway, so here's Priscilla's, this is her LinkedIn, according to her. Now, we could research these things for years and years. This episode isn't about her, it's about Zuck, so we didn't, but I don't know what the fuck BioHub is.
Yeah.
Sounds suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can see here, co-founder and co-CEO of the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative.
Oh, anytime rich people have an initiative, babies are getting vaccinated.
And we're gonna go
they're releasing chickens and mosquitoes, and
we're coming back to that here. So keep an eye out for that. So just know that she is listed as the co-CEO of the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys, if you didn't catch last week, we went through the article that Zuck's mom and what her name is. That's also important. Keep that in mind. If you go down to this, I want to point out, keep in mind the primary school, also going to be important in this episode, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And she's listed as a board chair and a co-founder of that. But what I think is the most interesting thing about her LinkedIn is if we work backwards. So she went to Harvard. If you don't know, Zuck also went to Harvard.
Yeah.
She went to med school at the University of California. She does her residency in pediatrics, okay? From 2012 to 2015, she does her residency in pediatrics. At the exact same time, she's listed already as a pediatrician at the Zuckerberg San Francisco General Hospital.
That sounds Epstein-y.
So my question is this her residency? Was she also working as a pediatrician while being a pediatric resident?
Rich people never really go to college.
And if you notice, she was a pediatrician at the Zuckerberg San Francisco General Hospital for 2 years longer than she was a resident.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that means. But my other interesting point in that is this bitch has been in school to be a doctor for years. You can see here, she started at Harvard in 2003. She graduated University of California in 2012. She finished her residency in 2015. She's done with her residency in 2015. She has 2 more years doing this pediatrician job, and that's it. She's not a doctor at all anymore.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
It's almost like she was never a doctor.
Or it's almost like it just needs to check some kind of box.
Yeah.
We talked about this. If you didn't catch our Brigitte's Meat series way back, it might have been our very first conspiracy episodes. We talked about the fact that Macron had been new at his financial firm and then bagged this fucking deal. He got to represent Nestle in a Nestle Pfizer $1 billion acquisition. And a year later, he leaves. It's so weird. Why do they do that? It's like everything that any normal person ever wants to accomplish, as soon as they do, they're out. If you're not following the Erica Kirk saga, Erica Kirk got her law degree. And then just what?
Yeah. Her real estate license.
She nothinged.
Yeah.
What is going on with these people? I don't know the answer to that question.
Money laundering, I think.
I'm just asking it.
At least. You want to hear something interesting?
Yeah.
So I just Googled this is a Braves AI result, but I put Priscilla Chan CCP, Chinese Communist Party, just for shits and giggles, because I'd heard that before. And I know that I have to dig way deeper than just this. But it does say in 2020, CCP-controlled media published articles attacking Zuckerberg over the TikTok stuff, and said it completely tore off his mask as the Chinese people's good son-in-law. So the Chinese government likes him.
It's, I like the verbiage of that. It's worded even unfairly, though. It's like, well, what do you want him to do? Be a dick to his in-laws?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's worded almost to defend him.
Have you looked into who her family is? I'm curious.
I have not.
She's got to be some Chinese royalty.
Absolutely. Or something. I mean, Yeah, I've heard a lot of rumors about her.
Intelligence.
There is probably an entire episode on her, but for the sake of time and exploring him, but I will draw another connection to her, which is super interesting. So, I think that's all we got for her for now.
Okay.
You ready for our next topic?
Yep.
So, call me uninformed. I don't think up until this, and I guess that's probably how we all got here, is that people just didn't care, right? They were like, I don't want to know what's going on. I just want to be comfortable.
I just accept Facebook's terms and services.
Yes.
I don't.
So this was all
Read
news
'em.
to me. Going on this Zuckerberg dive, I kept hearing this term, and I wasn't even aware of what this term was. So I had to do a little I don't know, historical civics lesson as well. DARPA.
Yeah.
You know what DARPA is? Good, I didn't. If you don't know, Alex, do you want to tell everyone?
Oh, what does it stand for? Defense.
Because I don't actually know. I only know the portion I'm here to talk about.
I don't know what DARPA stands for. It's essentially the government's military. It's essentially the government's weapons testing facility wing. Yeah, what you're about to say is very interesting, but Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency.
There
That's
we
what
go.
it stands for.
So the part about DARPA I know of is apparently just like the CIA. They probably have a lot of different projects, right? Like the CIA was doing MK Ultra, but they were also doing God knows what, right? So DARPA had a program called LifeLog. Have you heard of LifeLog?
Yes.
So LifeLog, you can see their wiki right here. It was a project of the Information Processing Techniques Office. Oh, it was right here. I had it right here. Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency. I had it right here. According to its bid solicitation pamphlet in 2003, it was to be an ontology. I don't even know what that means. An ontology-based subsystem that captures, stores, and makes accessible, you ready for this? The flow of one person's experience in and interactions with the world in order to support a broad spectrum of associates or assistants and other system capabilities. The objective of the LifeLog concept was to be able to trace the threads of an individual's life in terms of events, states, and relationships. And it has the ability to take in all of a subject's experience from phone numbers dialed and email messages viewed to every breath taken, step made, and place gone. That's what DARPA's LifeLog set out to do in 2003. Okay?
Yep. So essentially, when police have a suspect and it's someone they've looked into before, they have a database of girlfriends, addresses, they have some of that stuff, but some people they have a lot more information on.
Well, and I don't know, imagine if instead of them having to hunt it down, there were little boxes that you went in and checked and told them exactly
where you were.
Am I in a relationship? Here's what state I'm living in. Here's my religious views.
Here's where I work. Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
Oh, here, let me tag all of my family.
Anyway. Every check-in.
So if you continue to read LifeLog's Wikipedia, you can see another of DARPA's goals for LifeLog had a predictive function. It sought to find meaningful patterns in the timeline to infer the user's routines, habits, and relationships with other people, organizations, places, and objects, and to exploit these patterns to ease its task. And then if you go all the way down to the bottom, you can see the LifeLog program was canceled on February 4th, 2004.
Okay.
After criticism concerning the privacy implications of the system. It's crazy.
Because it's a government entity. It has to.
Yeah.
It has to follow your rights.
And we're going to go back to this. I want to go back to DARPA. But since I just said that date, February 4th, 2004, let's follow our little arrow down. Let's follow it down. We get to Meta. And it's crazy because the founding date I don't have an arrow. We can't follow it, and it sucks. Wait, here, I do have an arrow, but it's to an article. The founding date of Facebook is February 4th, 2004.
Ooh.
It's the same day.
Yeah.
They shut down LifeLog on the day that Facebook was founded.
But didn't he steal the idea from those Winklevoss twins?
So here's where this article, why2wise.org, says what was going on with LifeLog. It says it caused major concerns about civil liberties. If these tools fell into the wrong hands, say into those of a president turned dictator, things could go south very quickly. So in 2003, Congress canceled the Total Information Awareness Program. If you go back, you can see that was another name for DARPA right here, Total Information Awareness. Oh, wait, interesting. This says LifeLog is not connected with DARPA's Total Information Awareness. So apparently both of those programs had privacy concerns and were canceled.
Oh, okay.
I don't know when that happened, but both were canceled. So as you can see, February 4th, DARPA was shut down, and there's Mark Zuckerberg starting Facebook. So it's pretty crazy to me that I don't know. That's like, you know how when there's those things that people are like, is it coincidence or is it like just right in your face? That's one of those ones that's like, that's a hell of a coincidence.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, obviously there's no proof that that's the case, but I do want to point that out. The other person I want to point out is a Miss Regina, and I guess we'll close here and head over to Patreon.
Miss Regina?
A Miss Regina Dugan. So when you go to DARPA, and I'm not saying she's ahead of LifeLog, I don't believe the dates even overlap, okay? All I'm pointing out is this article right here, this New York Times article, New Force Behind Agency of Wonder. This is her. This is Regina Dugan of DARPA. It's like a charmer, right?
Yeah.
Article, April 12th, 2010. This article is pulled from Epstein's file. I didn't find this article on the internet. I found this article in the Epstein files. This had been
He was
sent.
reading about her.
Yeah, you can see the file number is right here, right? Okay. So Arlington, Virginia, the defense, the DARPA, I didn't know they called it the DARPA. I think on our regular podcast, we were just making fun of people who need to add a the in front of things.
Yeah.
Right? Like the Ukraine.
Yeah.
But apparently they're calling it the DARPA.
Yeah.
Is different from other federal agencies. For one thing, the agency known as DARPA created the internet. Really. For another, it was probably the only agency ever to offer a $40,000 prize for a balloon hunt, a contest that was inspired by Regina Dugan, a 47-year-old expert in mine detection who took over last summer as its director. Regina Dugan, director of DARPA. Okay.
Yeah.
So there you go. You can see it right there. If you scroll down, our love letters are coming back from Epstein to Boris Nikolic. 2010. So you can see this article was written in 2010. Either the week of the 29th or the 14th. Let's see if we can arrange the DARPA lady. Oh, that's crazy. You mean to tell me that Epstein has his fingers in DARPA?
Yep.
Then if we go over, apparently there was something major going on in September of 2011 because I don't know if this is from, I don't know who it's from, who it's to, but Remind JE blank DARPA.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that says Regina.
Yeah.
Because then when you go here, Epstein emails Leslie Gruff. And this is back in July.
Yeah.
July 26th of 2011. For September, he says, remind me, September 6th, Regina, DARPA.
September 6th, 2001. That's like right before
And then
9/11.
We're back to when, remind me this is going to go on. He says, again, from Epstein to Boris, I don't know if Regina, DARPA is in New York sat. The Israeli defense minister will be with me. She might like to see him. He's super well informed.
I bet he is.
And then, if we go here, it's to all of Epstein's emails. Apparently, it was crucial this one got through from Boris. This was in November of 2011. I love the subject, just in case you did not notice.
Yeah.
Pieter
Okay.
C. Zatko, better known as Mudge, was a member of the high-profile hacker think tank, the Loft, as well as the long-lived
Loft. I imagine.
Oh, you're probably right.
Yeah.
As well as the long-lived computer and culture hacking cooperative, the Cult of the Dead Cow. He is now a program manager at DARPA, where he will help fund research to defeat cyber attacks. So if you didn't catch last week, we kind of talked about this idea that's like, isn't it weird that like when somebody wants a job with a doctor or with an institute, there's all these weird emails going around about how they know the person, and then all of a sudden that person that they knew has the job or works at, I don't know.
Or wins the
lottery. I don't know who Pieter Zatko is.
Yeah.
It might just be Peter spelled wrong and I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
And then, oh, don't worry, they don't end here. More alarms. Remind me. This is September 7th. We're still on reminders. Remind J.E. Regina, DARPA. And then to all of Epstein emails again from Boris in March of 2012. Subject, Regina. You probably saw it. And then you can see some article. Again, I tried to open this. I can't figure out how Wayback Machine works. DARPA director exits agency for Google. Assumes mysterious role.
Oh, how mysterious.
So the last conversation I can find is that Epstein knew someone who was with DARPA and is now with Google.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's still with Google. I don't know where Miss Regina be.
Yeah.
I don't know what Miss Regina done. I don't know who was in charge of LifeLog. It clearly was not Regina. I don't think, because she started with DARPA, I believe, around like 2010. LifeLog ended by but all I'm saying is, I don't know, once you have your connections in an agency, you tend to meet other people, right? You tend to like, it's not like Regina's the only one he ever knew at DARPA. Allegedly.
Yeah, no, you got to meet one person and then you start digging your little fingers in and
so
meeting
I'm just
everybody.
Saying, was there any overlap back in the LifeLog Facebook time? Nothing says that, but nothing says it doesn't.
I want to look up what happened on September 9th, 10th, or 11th that year, too, because I've been reading this thing about symbolisms of 9/10 and 9/11 and 9/9 because of this whole, like, 9/11, never forget.
And
then
Charlie
Kirk,
Kirk
9/10. Like, I'm feeling like numerology is everywhere. And I did find one particular thing. So I bring it up because I'm curious what that year's
what was going on.
Horrific sacrifice
the moon signs
was.
during this time in the email.
Yeah, did we sacrifice?
We got a lot more to go, you guys. We got bigger stuff to tackle. We're finally going to get to Facebook. Oh, don't worry. The Illuminati makes an appearance in this next part.
Yeah.
And we're going to get to the reason I wanted to start. I needed a reason to investigate Zuck. Him being in the emails is just the perfect reason. The real thing I really think people need to hear about, and I don't really have much info about it, but be talking about and be asking questions about, is the secret school that Mark Zuckerberg was operating in a neighborhood in California. So we'll get there too.
Yeah.
All that's coming on Patreon.
All these tech guys who are like having people live with them and shit, like having their employees live with them or attend schools in a neighborhood, like, it's weird. I don't like it. It's all weird.
It's like, I don't know, if your employee, it gets to feel like maybe people aren't allowed to leave.
Yeah, it's one of these things like, if I show up at the gate to pick up my kid for the day, is anyone going to be like, he's studying right now? He can't come out till, what happens?
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't have the answers to those questions, but I have the answers to a few you might be asking. So we'll get to that on Patreon. We will be back on Thursday also on Patreon. So my point is, if you're not on Patreon, I mean, it's a real bang for your buck.
Yeah.
Your bucks.
Your
Five
dollars.
5 of them.
Your $5.
Yeah, it's a fucking steal.
Everyone says now for the cost of a cup of coffee a month.
I can't get a $5 cup of coffee anywhere.
Yeah, where are you getting $5 coffees?
Dude, that's like a half a cup. That's like a hot tea.
That's like 7-Eleven coffees.
Dirty
$5.
tea water.
Yeah.
Oh, Mushroom is moving his banana, so he has had enough. He's like, we need a break from Zuck. Actually, I think he wants to watch the next clip I have for us.
Okay.
So. Come on over to Patreon. We'll see you guys over there, patrons, in just a moment. And if not, we'll see you guys back here on Sunday for regular Unraveled.
And that is all.
Bye.
Bye.